Hello, my name is Doug Harper. I am the Chief Market Strategist for Global Market Strategies. I want to start by thanking you for your time today as I prepare to share with you, JGJ, my team's findings on the business potential in the drone service market of high-value assets. I believe you will agree that the next 10 minutes will provide value back to your company. Meet Jeff. He is an American working in the United Kingdom for the global industry leader Cyberhawk. Jeff has a passion for drone inspection and is among the most skilled in his industry. While he loves traveling, he would prefer to be based closer to his family in North America. Today is an exciting new day for Jeff and his family as he heads back to Texas to service a desperate client in the wind turbine industry. Meet Nancy. She is responsible for assuring the health of the company's critical high-value assets and forecasting and controlling the budget to do so. Today, she is extremely stressed. As always, she has hired a Cyberhawk inspector for 1 week due to imperfect weather forecasts to perform a day's worth of work. She has used Cyberhawk drone services many times to successfully identify potential failures and understands the need for the inspection, but remembers the challenges that arise from the vendor's distant location. Their global travel has created unexpected cost overruns, challenges in weather-dependent scheduling, and less than optimal frequency of inspections. Nancy appreciates Jeff's exceptional skill set, but feels trapped inside the travel issues she cannot resolve. This day will be different because today, Nancy has learned that Jeff was hired by a new North American company, JGJ. Jeff has explained that he is a JGJ partner living within a 5-hour drive of his customers and afforded more flexibility to deliver precise customer needs. Nancy is happy to pay a slightly higher hourly rate, knowing her total bill will be much lower as she will only be charged for a single day required to perform the work, with very little travel expense, and because Jeff will be managing inspection timing instead of her. The global drone market is massive, currently worth $4.9 billion, and is a smart business investment for JGJ, where projections suggest a 20.5% compound annual growth rate. Goldman Sachs said, the $100 billion market opportunity we forecast over the next 5 years is just the tip of the iceberg. Drone asset inspections offer a novel way to optimize cost time savings, increase performance and quality, provide safety solutions, and secure a competitive edge, particularly for dirty, dangerous, difficult, or distant targets. Drones operate on land, sea, and air in active and autonomous functions, with advancements limited only by current regulations for line of sight, elevation, and flight over people. In determining a demand forecast, quantitative analysis patterns in historical data were identified. Average year-over-year compounded growth rate is 34.4%. Like most global economic sectors, the market slowed due to the pandemic and trade wars that will lessen in 2021. A qualitative approach was applied to estimate these variable impacts on 2020 and 2021. Growth in 2020 was adjusted by half, 17%. Despite micro and macro challenges, growth potential is still projected to be healthy and opportunistic for JGJ entrants. However, we should still keep an eye on the unfolding events in U.S. international policies as they continue to unfold every day and are directly attacking the Chinese drone manufacturer, DJI. Of the 23 notable competitors, only 5 had significant presence in the largest regional market, North America, where it is recommended that JGJ begin its service offerings. These 5 companies were ranked in total price, range of services, and market share. All 5 companies were determined to charge nearly the same price per hour, $200, for value-added services. In order to differentiate, the expected travel cost passed on to the customer was included to sum the total price. Terradrone had the highest total price, while SkySpecs, the only company on the list based in North America, had the lowest total price. For this examination, travel costs were a monumental factor in customer cost differences. Range of services took into account 2 facets: flexibility in the type of capital assets they could assess, and drone motion methods the company was equipped to deploy. Of the 5 companies, only SkySpecs had notable restriction on what they would analyze, and that was wind generators. As for alternate motion, there was only Sky Futures. Sky Futures gained a very recent slight edge due to their partnership with Mitsui. Today, they are learning how to deploy sea drones. The 5 companies were lastly ranked by market share. In this order, Cyberhawk is the clear leader, followed by Sky Futures, SkySpecs, Aerodyne, and Terradrone. As you can see in the plot chart, this left 2 openings. Going forward, you will continue to realize why I and my company suggest JGJ target the broad services at lower total cost niche. Here I present Porter's 5 forces for external factors. The drone market is dominated by one company, DJI, while the infrared market is controlled by FLIR. Both dominate their markets to such a great extent that this highly concentrated market reinforces the bargaining power of its suppliers. Drone inspection is a relatively young industry with new applications discovered every day. The industry life cycle finds itself in its infancy between startup and growth stages. JGJ is early to the market, so the current risk of new entrants are low, but growing due to low switching cost, a growing pool of operators, and low R&D expenses. Consumers do not have to rely on drone services to complete inspection, but alternatives are archaic, inferior, and cost prohibitive. Buyers could utilize the new technologies themselves, but bargaining power is restrained so long as the industry maintains an exceptional quality level, targets reasonable cost to payback ratios, and mitigates aerial legislation. This industry itself is a substitute for many established business processes and industries. However, the threat of reverting to these original products will always exist, no matter how minimal. Rivalry among competitors is driven by the other 4 forces, particularly due to low switching costs, low entrance barriers, low R&D, and increased bargaining power of suppliers. Here I present the SWOT analysis. For strengths, JGJ will find strength in its proximity to its customer, low overhead costs, and human resources plan. For weaknesses, employing training costs will continue to rise due to technological advancements and evolving regulations. For opportunities, alternative drone motion technologies are becoming more readily available. Advancements in robotics have delivered systems that can swim, climb, and crawl. Additionally, there are 2 sides to the trade wars the United States has with China. The opportunistic side of things helps restrict foreign competitor entrance. Threats. The U.S.-China trade war creates challenges with our supplier DJI, the leading global drone manufacturer. The market is dominated by very few firms, less than 20, where the top 5 competitors all have common market objectives. The median $200 hourly rate aligns with norms, and customers accept the high rates because they expect superior quality. It is critically important that JGJ gets the price right, as there are no other paths to earn. Marketing a lower price risk sending the wrong message to our customers about our product quality. By setting the hourly rate 10 to 20% higher than the mean, customers will equate this to superior quality. Keep in mind that the net customer cost to hire JGJ will be significantly lower due to reduced travel expenses, removing non-value added features that customers evade. Early entrance in a developing market requires a more detailed and personal approach to capture customers in this business environment. It is recommended that JGJ participate in personal selling and direct marketing through two primary paths: trade shows and social media, where narrow market groups will be found in more concentration. JGJ will be more proactive in social networks by creating and energizing discussions that lead customers to learn more about JGJ's particular strengths while empowering customers to see competitor weaknesses. JGJ will attract more of a following by investing in and advertising free webinars for followers. The recommended distribution strategy for JGJ is a hybrid of the direct approach, where the field technicians will be partner operators, or POs. Direct distribution has its advantages. Products are more customized and personable. Sellers are more aware of consumer needs and R&D, and the product delivery is faster. POs in the field will allow JGJ to retain most of the advantage of direct channeling while reducing risk and increasing operator ownership of overhead expenses. Area POs will have the authority and insight to work with secondary asset stakeholders such as local banks and insurance companies to protect against risk from high-value asset claims and loans, increasing the potential client field.